Everybody knows about Apple's walled garden ecosystem with a huge number of features that work no matter which device you are using. Now, Samsung are definitely competing when it comes to mirroring many of those features and in some cases improving on them by having a much wider range of products. So, back by popular demand, in this ecosystem video, I wanted to cover off what Google has to offer when it comes to their Pixel ecosystem and show you what it can do. Now, I will start off by saying that the Google ecosystem, if you can call it that, really does take a different approach to either Apple and Samsung. Now, many of Google's innovations are actually pushed out through their software, which in reality is accessible from many non-Google devices, including, in some cases, Apple devices. You've got features like Gemini, Circle to Search, and many of the AI photo editing features, all available on other phones. So there is no real walled garden here, and that means you can typically pick up your favorite watch or tablet or headphones to suit you without losing out on these closed off features. So I'll run through all of the Google and Pixel ecosystem specific features one by one, just to give you an idea of what is unique about them, because I hear in some cases, although there aren't a huge number of Pixel ecosystem features, the ones they do have are ones that make up a considerable part of whether you buy a Pixel or something else. And since the one device we use most out of a modern day ecosystem is the phone, let's start off with the Pixel phone. Down at the peep show, watching all the creeps, so she can tell the stories to the girls back home. Now, currently available in various sizes and flavors, all of them have access to some core Pixel ecosystem features. Quick Share lets you effortlessly send files and folders to other Android users, not just Pixels, including tablets, including laptops, and you can also download Quick Share onto any Windows computer. And furthermore, you can also use an app called Local Send to transfer between Apple devices. It's like a jungle sometimes, it makes me wonder how I keep them going under. Android Auto is a great feature from real-time traffic updates via Google Maps or Waze, streaming your music, accessing a wide range of supported apps. You can also read at least the first few words in any messages or notifications, which can actually be really great for those of you who don't want everything read out to you whilst driving. This is far better than Apple's implementation of CarPlay. And with the upcoming release of Gemini, hopefully coming soon to Android Auto, it's quickly becoming one of the best in-car entertainment systems and completely leapfrogging Apple's capabilities with its very limited Siri and ChatGPT partnership. It's like a jungle sometimes, it makes me wonder how I keep them going under. Find Hub provides a quick and easy way to find a number of your Android devices in general. You can locate your Pixel phone if they are powered off or even the battery is dead. You can also use compatible tracker tags to locate anything from house keys and wallets to luggage or even your own kids. And these can be shared with your friends or family, so your partner can always find your wallet. You can also share your Wi-Fi network with Quick Share or a QR code, making it easy for everybody, not just Pixel users, to connect to your home or even your work Wi-Fi. Locked Folder is a feature available in the Google Photos app, which lets you lock away photos and videos from prying eyes. And you can also do the same thing with files in the Files by Google app by creating a safe folder, and then anything stored in that folder is then secured by either PIN or a pattern unlock. And Google's Family Link is one of my favorite Android apps as someone with 2 kids, one of which spends far too long on his Pixel tablet. You can quickly and easily control what is and what isn't possible for kids to do on their devices, from the apps they can or cannot use, to content age limits, to controlling whether they can share photos. You can also set time limits for apps with overall downtime if you just want their tablets to stop working at a certain time. Like, this is honestly one of the best and most underrated features as someone who has both an Android and iPhone in my family. Now, from here, I can very quickly add extra time to my kid's Pixel tablet from anywhere in the world if I happen to be traveling. Now, on Apple, surprisingly, it's not as intuitive as you have to do this through the Screen Time app, which is kind of buried in the settings menu, which isn't really where you think it should be. Going to manage parental controls on your child's devices, it's just a bit of a funny thing. Extend Unlock keeps your phone unlocked whilst it's with you in one of 3 ways, really. Either whilst you are physically holding the device, whether you're near a certain location like a home or work location, or you have another trusted device with you like a watch connected via Bluetooth, or maybe Bluetooth headphones, or even your car if that's connected via Bluetooth. Now the latest Pixels also have a fairly unique feature available to them above other Android devices, which is called Face Unlock. Now I know other devices have Face Unlock, but very, very few work alongside higher security apps such as banking apps and Google Pay. Gemini is of course a huge feature for Pixel and just Android in general. It is definitely no secret that as far as AI and voice assistants are concerned, Gemini is definitely leading the way when compared to Apple's so far failed attempts to piggyback on ChatGPT for the iPhone that result in making Siri even less helpful than it was before. Now, more on Gemini in just a moment, as I think it does deserve its own complete section. Now, I'm going to talk about Google Home a little bit more in just a moment, but I want to say a quick thank you to Aqara for sponsoring this video with their new U200 Lite smart lock. And this is something you can fit to pretty much any door, but opens up a whole world of smart features. Now it connects over the newer Matter standard, so if you have something like a Nest Hub or Apple HomePod or Apple TV, it can connect via those. Now it fits over your existing lock, so there's no need to tear your door apart. Plus, you can still use your normal key if you say, have a partner that just doesn't do technology or just use it as a backup. It has a rechargeable battery that lasts up to 6 months and features like a quiet unlock mode that can unlock the door at night without a huge noise like my current door lock does. You can also unlock your door by tapping your phone or even remotely via your phone to let in visitors. Plus, it is completely subscription fee. Now, it works within any ecosystem, so Apple or Android. So go check it out using the link in the description down below. Otherwise, back to some Google photo features now. Now, Add Me is a feature that Google has introduced so you can take group shots without leaving the person taking the photo out. Simply take a photo and then swap with someone else, and your Pixel will help you kind of line them up and then merge the photos to make it almost seamless, as if they were actually right there in the original photo. Best Take is another very similar feature that lets you fix that inevitable problem with group photos of someone always having their eyes closed or not paying attention. Now with this feature, you can swap out people's faces for their best take, for the best faces. So everyone is looking at the camera for the very best group photo. Pixel Screenshots lets you have a separate space for all of those screenshots that we all take and then probably never delete. It is a great feature that uses AI to scan your screenshots and gives it an AI-powered title and a summary, and then offers further suggestions by setting reminders or creating calendar entries for any events. Now we are starting to see a lot more brands introduce this into their phones via the use of a dedicated button like Nothing did with their latest phone. And it is great for things like train tickets or itineraries, rather than having to dig around in your emails just to find that right attachment every single time, just being able to take a screenshot and then, A, having quick access to it, and then B, having the AI pull out that key information, super useful. Now there are some features which Google have had for a very long time, which others are only just dipping their toes into. Call screening is one of them, where incoming calls are answered by your Pixel itself, which will then, ask the caller who's calling and what the caller's about and if it's important. And your Pixel will then transcribe on your phone screen, what they're saying, who they are, for you to then decide if you want to then pick up that call or not. There's also a hold for me feature, which allows you to go about your day whilst your phone is then queuing and waiting on hold for you. Then when the person you are calling actually, picks up or you're off hold, it will call you back for you to pick up the call instantly. And then this also follows on to those automated phone systems where you have press 1 for sales, 2 for accounts. Now all of those options are read out to you on your screen, so you can then just read them and then tap which option you want to use without having to listen to every single option. All in all, some really great, useful time-saving features. Now, outside of those features, there are a couple of, apps and others worth mentioning. YouTube Music is the default streaming app for Pixel, replacing the Google Play Music service from a few years ago. Now, it has a free tier, which lets you play a selection of music videos with ads, or you can go for a music premium subscription for the ad-free, full catalog with higher quality audio. And honestly, I think YouTube Premium is one of the best subscriptions that you can pay for. It instantly gets rid of all YouTube ads, and as you get music as part of it as well, super good value for money. Unique to YouTube Music also is this samples feature, which is kind of TikTok Shorts Reels thing by swiping feature where you just swipe up to discover new music. Kind of pretty cool, interesting to play with. Then there's also the Google Wallet app that allows you to store your payment cards, passes, tickets, loyalty cards on both the Pixel and the watch. So you can add your credit card or debit cards onto the Wallet app on your phone, and then once added, those will then push them onto the Wallet app on your watch, allowing you to make contactless payments just with your watch. Now for things like boarding passes or gift cards, look out for the add to Google Wallet link in your emails and just tap that to add it into your wallets. And wallets can also be used for touchless payments on public transport systems, but you do have to go and enable this first. You just head into the wallet settings and turn on the ride without opening wallet setting. So earlier I mentioned Google Gemini is one of, if not the best AI voice assistant right now. Now Gemini isn't perfect, yes, but it is an absolute powerhouse when used properly. You can either type or talk to Gemini and even share your screen or even your whole camera to ask it questions about, well, anything and everything. Hey, I just want to show you around my studio quickly, if that's okay. Just want to show you, this is my my desk here. And also we have a TV over here as well. So the TV's in the corner over here. We have a nice little coffee table down here with Matt, who is just testing out Pixel Watch right now. Over here we have a workbench with a new 3D printer which we're playing with right now, and a few other bits and bobs we're playing with, including the new Nothing headphones which look really cool. Gemini, I forgot where I left my iPhone. Can you find it anywhere?
I don't see an iPhone in this view. I do see a white smartphone on the desk near the tablet and laptop. Is that it?
Ah, yes. There it is. Is that an iPhone?
Yep, that's an iPhone 14 Pro in silver. Anything else I can help you find?
Ha! There are also some upcoming features which tie in with other products like the Nest camera, which will let you ask it questions like, has a parcel been delivered today? Or where did I leave my keys? And it will scrub through the footage from any cameras to try and answer those questions. Now, this one has been in beta, I never know which way to say that. Beta or beta testing for a while, so just a bit of a caveat there. But it's kind of cool, so thought I'd mention that too. Now on to the Pixel tablet, which I believe, and my son also believes, is one of the best tablets you can get. Now, as you can see here, our Pixel tablet is very, very well used. Now, the unique thing about the Pixel tablet is it comes with a docking station that also gets very heavily used, which then magnetically attaches to the back of this tablet. So when you're done using the tablet, you just push it onto the dock and it sticks and starts charging. Honestly, like this feature alone means that this tablet gets used far, far more than any other tablet, because it's highly likely that this tablet actually has battery compared to countless other tablets we have access to, none of which I remember to plug in and charge, and especially the kids forget to charge. Now that base station also has a speaker, so if you are using the tablet to listen to music or watching video, simply docking the tablet will then transfer the audio to the bigger and better speakers built into that docking station.
When Apple Silicon was announced,
the trajectory of computing shifted.
Absolutely. Someone who has been trading up from an M1 MacBook Air to a top spec M3 Max MacBook Pro using
M4 MacBook Air has been a surprising.
And when you are docked, the tablet changes into this hub mode, which lets you use it as things like a digital photo frame with quick access to things like smart controls, the voice assistant. You can even cast other music and videos to it from other devices. And also I'm going to add this into this section as well because it is just a big feature here. But Google Family Link allows you to manage tablets for any children's accounts. Now for me, my son uses his tablet almost every single day of the week. And so just having that ability to open up my phone, head into Family Link and just, give him an extra 30 minutes is just such a useful feature to have. Now on to the Pixel Buds. Now Pixel Buds support fast pairing, so simply opening the bud case near your Pixel phone or Pixel tablet lets you quickly pair and then connect to them each time. Now the Buds Pro also supports multi-point connectivity and auto switching, so you can connect to 2 devices at one time, but also seamlessly switch between devices as long as they are signed into the same Google account. So that includes other Google devices like Pixel phone, Pixel tablet, Pixel watch, Google TV, and plenty more. And of course, these buds appear in the Find My app or Find Hub app. And you can use Google Gemini on Buds Pro without needing to pull out your phone each time. Hey, turn off the lights in the studio. Hey Google, turn on the lights in the studio. Over to the Pixel Watch. Now, one of the perhaps most obvious features here is the ability to use your watch as a remote for your phone. You can control music playback, reply to messages, and even use the watch as a remote control for your camera. You can also use the watch as a remote control for Google TV. Also very handy if you ever lose the remote control or need to switch off the TV when a certain child won't go to bed. And if you have a Google doorbell or a Nest Cam, then you can see those directly from your watch. Now, the watch also has other features such as fall detection, fitness features, a morning brief feature that shows you some vital stats from your previous night's sleep. There's also an LTE model that allows you to completely leave your phone behind you when you go for runs, while still being able to do things like answer phone calls, reply to messages, as well as streaming music. Now, the one confusing part of owning a Pixel Watch, in my opinion, is their semi-recent, it happened a while ago now, purchase of the Fitbit brand, where they've started merging features in with the Pixel Watch. Now, what this means to you is that there are some basic features available to you, but then additional features can be unlocked with a monthly subscription fee. These are features like being able to see more than 1 week's history, you've got health trend data, deeper sleep statistics, stress management, and just a whole library of fitness routines. Now, outside of those strictly Pixel devices, there are other Google devices that still work and are still part of the Pixel ecosystem. Google TV is one of them, and it's similar to an Apple TV where you have this external box that you hook up to your TV via HDMI. Now, one great feature here is profiles, which allow you to split up your feed of, top picks, apps, continue watching, and so forth with your specific content without it then being mixed up with someone else's content. Now, the one problem I have with this, and the same on my Apple TV, is that it requires somebody to select their profile, which my kids don't care about. So they just watch everything on my profile, which then messes up my own recommendation. So I then have to remember to just switch over to one of their profiles after I finish watching something, which I, again, never remembered to do. It would be so useful if both Google and Apple could just ask the first time the TV is switched on, hey, who's this? Who's watching? So it does use the right profile every time. So yeah, Google, if you are listening or watching, please do this. It would make my life so much easier. Now, another thing I love here is that Google TV is, of course, from Google. So if you're on a Google search and looking at TV shows or movies, you can add things directly to your watch list, and it then appears on your TV. Now, you can also use your Google Photos as wallpapers, and this is such a great way, creating, say, like a wallpaper album on your Pixel phone, and then adding family photos so you get to be reminded of, some of your oldest, most treasured memories that you're just never gonna come across normally. Now, of course, you do have access to all of the Google Smart Home ecosystem from your TV, all the devices, lights, locks, cameras, those kind of things. You can also stream from your phone or your tablet to the TV and then use your Pixel phone as a TV remote, including the ability to type using your phone, which of course makes searching for things so much quicker. And if you inevitably lose the remote control down the back of the sofa or something, you can simply either press the button on the back of the TV box or just ask, hey, where is the remote control? And it will beep the remote control quite loudly to find it. Oh, and you can also pair the Google TV with a pair of Pixel Buds, and that gets spatial audio when watching content that supports it, which is very, very cool. Now, we mentioned Google Home already, so let's move on to that next. And this is Google's own smart home platform. And I actually posted a whole separate video about my actual smart home, my Google Smart Home, plus how I was able to extend this to some kind of like unsupported devices. So I'll link to that down in the description down below. So overall, there are definitely some missing features, I would say. There's things like, no universal copy and paste, not being able to use the Pixel tablet as a second screen, not being able to make phone calls from the Pixel tablet via your phone, and not being able to use a Pixel Watch for a child like you can with Samsung and both Apple Watches, although you can buy a Fitbit Kids Watch instead, which is built specifically for children. And then there is really the biggest elephant in the room, which is with Google, you never really know where you stand with their products. There's this whole website dedicated to listing projects that Google have killed off. I think it's called like the Google Graveyard. From projects like Google Stadia to Google Podcasts, which I used, Pixel Pass that let you pay monthly for your phone, Google Hangouts. Honestly, the list just goes on and on. Chances are you can buy a Pixel Pro Fold today, but next year maybe they just change their mind and could can all future development of that product. Now Fitbit is one that I'm surprised they haven't done already, where they can just roll Fitbit into their existing products, because it is just unnecessarily confusing to have like Google Wear OS, Google Fit and Fitbit all kind of doing the same stuff. But that was the Google Pixel ecosystem. So let me know what your thoughts are below this video on what you think about it. Who has the better ecosystem? Or honestly, does it even matter at this point? Next up, go and watch why Gemini is hands down the best AI voice assistant, or see my Google Smart Home. Subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers, bye-bye.